Welcome to the monthly Origins Roundup, where I go through all the Origins posted in the Origins Discord server, the hundreds of them, and pick out 10 of the coolest ones posted throughout the month. It's January 2023, you know what this is. First Origin of which for today is the Lepus Origin. This Origin is created by the user known as Dan's Clone. He's a creator of a few other Origins such as the Origins Plus collection. So Lepus Origin is a single impact Origin, an evolutionary branch of common rabbits. The Lepus love to explore and scavenge the lost ruins for loot. Pretty good, isn't it? Rabbit time. Leap. A hefty leap that launches you up and forward. So, boing. How's this bounce? Boing. So if we go upwards, this can take us about 6 blocks into the air. That's... So you can go... Okay, so your primary ability allows you to jump up 6 blocks into the air with a pretty good momentum of probably, I would say that'd be about 10-15-ish blocks. But one thing I've noticed is you can't do it whilst you're midair. So if you're currently pressing press this jump, you can't press the primary ability to actually jump at that point in time. You're kind of forced to only use this as a ground-based jump. You cannot use this jump whilst you're already in midair. I kind of like that and hate that at the same time, because usually with how I play, when you're trying to press jump, you want to press jump that way. But if you can't combine it with your primary ability, then that's a bit weird, because now you have to jump that way. And depending on the direction that you are facing when you jump, so you face forward, you'll get a more forward momentum propelled jump. You face up, you get a very high jump, which is a pretty interesting way. Like the direction you're facing influences how the jump will actually, jump. The bunny hop. Your natural jump is 2 blocks high, but is unaffected when sprinting or sneaking. So naturally, if you're walking normally, you've got a 2 block high jump. Like, you'll naturally be able to jump a lot higher than usual. But if you're sprinting, you only have a 1 block jump. Or if you're shifting, you only have a 1 block jump. Which is pretty useful that the double jump isn't a permanently affected ability. Because it lets you just be in a better way. Because if you had the double jump as a permanently affected thing, imagine jump sprinting with a double jump. That kind of be a bit annoying at times when you're trying to move a little faster with your jump sprint. So this is pretty useful. As well as when you're shifting around, you may want the more precise movements of a single block than jumping 2 blocks at once. Next is a lucky foot. Your odds of receiving better loot from chests and fishing are highly increased. Effectively, this just means you have the luck effect on at all times. But at what cost? You have 7 hearts of health, which just happens to be your lucky number. How fortunate. You have 7 hearts of health. Lucky strike. Melee hits have a 1 out of 7 chance to deal 2 times damage. And if we get the husk there, 6, 14. 6, 7, dead. 6, 14. Believe. Yeah, there's a little bit of a fireworks pop that goes off whenever you get the double damage. Did I seriously just get an iron piece from a zombie? That's hilarious. Yeah, you get a nice popping sound effect whenever you do get a successful crit hit, which is a pretty useful thing, I suppose. Imagine doing this on top of your usual crits. Acrobats, you never take fall damage no matter which height you fall. I mean, this is just a given, considering how high you can jump. Like, if you took fall damage normally, this is enough to deal a fair few hearts worth of fall damage to you. You can hear your legs still breaking. Like, whilst you won't take damage, you can still hear your legs breaking whenever you do take a fall that would be equivalent to 4 damage being taken. Energetic, you're consistently faster when above 7 full hunger bars. So it's like a little bit of a speed effect. Maybe speed 1 or 2. So when above 7 hunger bars, you'll have sprint. I would say probably speed 1, maybe speed 2. So any moment now it should. There it is. Yeah, that's a very noticeable decrease. I would say that might be speed 2. Because it's not quite fast enough for sprint jumping to be completely useless, but it's definitely fast enough to have a drastic difference between normal. Herbivore, you cannot eat meat. So, I mean, this isn't too crazy of a thing. You just can't eat any form of meaty based foods. You still got all the other good stuff, which, I mean, losing out on meat's not too painful. It just means like the pain of it just makes it a little bit more difficult in the early game, especially if you don't find a village quickly to get a competent amount of food. 𝓵𝓷𝓷𝓴𝓼. Breaking grass with hoes is a small chance to give carrots or potatoes. More likely to get there's a potato and there's a carrot. It's very rare, but I mean, once you have 1 or 2, you get like some pretty useful things out of it, which isn't too bad. I would say that just having 1 or 2 of them is pretty useful at the start of the game. Golden vision, eating golden carrots let you see in the dark for a little while. Approach it to midnight. So eating a carrot should... Poof. 1 gold carrot equals 50 seconds of night vision. That is... not bad, actually. Bundles. You can craft bundles out of 6 rabbit hide and 2 string. If we go over here to crafting table, we do that with the... yeah, then we can make a bundle. Because bundles are still in Minecraft, in code especially, which is hilarious. Another additional thing is that you can make hide. Make rabbit hide out of leather, which is just as simple as going in here, pop it in there, and you get double it back. You get rabbit hide pretty easily out of leather. Not 100% sure how I feel about this. I mean, I think it's useful because it means you don't have to slaughter the absolute hell out of rabbits just to get enough rabbit hide for a single bundle if you want to make them. But I don't know, it's up to you on how you feel about that one. So our next origin is the 𝓵𝓲𝓷𝓴𝓼 origin, created by the user known as 10Mike10. Yes, that guy. The guy who made some other pretty cool origins over time as well. He's back yet with another one. This is a 3 impact origin. As a samurai hired to fight against the Demon King, he failed but got cursed by the Demon King. But his willpower prevents him to turn fully into madness, and he starts his way to cleanse the cursed. I cannot believe I stumbled on that twice. Way of the Wanderer. 𝓵𝓲𝓷𝓴𝓼. I don't know how to say this properly, so I'm going to butcher it the entire time I say it. Becomes a wanderer after fails, making him used to wandering alone and living alone. They can't sleep when other players are around him in 15 blocks, and you'll run 40% faster but walk 40% slower. What? Also, if you're walking, you got like extreme slowness on you, but the moment you sprint, you get some extreme speed. That is so weird. Like, to go from going absolutely nowhere effectively to suddenly go warp speed, 1,000,000 miles an hour. That's so weird. I mean, I'm okay with it. It's fine, but it's like such a weird ability. Own weapon. He has his own weapon, a katana from his master. Triggering with a left shift to forge a silver moon katana with an iron sword in the main hand and an iron ingot in the offhand. Deals 20% more damage and 20% faster attack cooldown with the silver moon katana. Oh, so you start off with a silver moon katana as a spawn item. Go to 7. So with the normal iron sword, 5, 6, 6, 3. Go with a silver moon, 7, 8, 6, 7. Crits a 10. Crits a 9. So effectively, it's like you have a diamond sword with your iron sword, and all it requires is an iron ingot and an iron sword, and then you'll fuse them together into a silver moon katana. It seems to keep the durability, and will probably keep the enchantment. So maybe having an iron sword enchanted early might actually be useful with this origin. So with a normal sword... that hit is noticeably quicker to cool down on. So yeah, it has a fair bit faster attack speed too. Charges. He attacks with a silver moon katana will increase charges. Abilities need charges to work. You have a surging dash. The ability able to toggle with a primary active whilst not sneaking. When active with Chi, you'll dash back 4 blocks. You can dash to 8 different directions when you release, but only dashing forward can deal damage. If you don't press any direction key or charge for too long, you won't dash second time. When charging, you can't move and deal any damage. You need to hold Silver Moon Katana to use this ability. It costs 4 charges to surging dash. Rotates dashes back and then dashes a different direction and slashes targets in front. So... Oh, I get it. Oh, that is actually really cool. So with this ability, you'll know when it's active based upon the white bar down the bottom. So when you press G, you'll see a white bar pop in there. It will disappear when it's not there. So by pressing it, you know it's activated. In order to use this, you have to hold shift and then press the direction and then let go shift, which is where you get your dash in. So if you, let's say, shift for backwards and then you'll let go. Oh, I don't have enough ability there. Let's get some more charges by doing this. So you hold shift, you see it's charging. And we go that way, shift, and then that's really cool. A little annoying. I know my mic's not muted. I can see it there. I can see it on the other side that it's going, okay? But remove the not part. And then if we go whoop, boom. Okay, so if you don't, so you have to hold it down for at least a few seconds before the ability will actually function. That's interesting, but also I really like that. Blocking. Rotizu can block damage from projectiles and mob damage in the next 2 seconds. When holding Y, you won't take damage from projectiles and mob damage. You can't move in this period, and you can stop early by releasing Y. You need to be holding the Silver Moon Katana to use this ability. It costs 7 charges to block. 4, 5, and then we hit Y. And you can't do any damage. But that is a super short cooldown and requires literally all the charges you can hold. So it nullifies all the damage for a handful of seconds, and then you go back to normal. Can I eat? Huh? Huh? That was interesting. All my stuff back. Oh, this is madness. Every sometime, Rotitsu will turn to madness because of the curse. He can't control himself, can't use abilities, and start attacking mobs around. The cooldown will be faster when you have less health. We'll turn to madness. Summon an uncontrollable Vindicator and force you to spectate it in random cooldowns. 5, 8, 10 minutes in duration of 10, 16, and 20 seconds. The cooldown will be 100% faster when you have less than 4 hearts. At 20 seconds before madness, you'll receive nausea. Your health will regenerating when you turn to madness. Your weapon armor will also equip the madness to you. Your item durability won't decrease after it ended because of madness. You can know how long you turn to madness by resource get. Yep, the command to see the resources. If you try to teleport using spectator mode, you may kill yourself. YouTube. It's in game. It's in game. YouTube. Don't demonetize me now. Oh, hey, what? Wait, here we go. Nausea's come into effect. The warden heartbeat's going. Let's go to that for a moment. And okay. Now we're just watching. I forgot to put anything down. So we're in spectator mode. We can't do anything. And then we're back. But we're back at full health. We're back at full health. That's very weird. So, the next origin is the Glimmer origin created by the Discord user known as Shiny. The Glimmer origin is a 2-impact origin. Mystical golden beans. Drawn to anything shiny, they have masterful control over metals, especially gold. Our first ability, Mass. You can mold yourself to change your mass. Increase with G, decrease while sneaking. Hey look, I'm a big boy minute. Look, Mom, I ate my Weet-Bix for breakfast. Look at me, I'm a big boy. Oh no, we're shrinking. Oh no, yeah. Oh, that's hilarious. That's so cool. You just shrink down a nut in a matter of mere moments. That is so cool. So yeah, with your main ability, you can go from being probably about, I would say, so getting a block. So you're about less than a block tall at your lowest with 5 hearts. And if you go to your biggest height. Yeah, you're about 3 blocks tall at your biggest height. With 10, 11, 12, with 15 hearts total. And apparently at the same time, when you're bigger, it affects your... So this affects your strength, your speed and attack speed, as well as your health and knockback resistance. So I'm assuming at your absolute maximum, size, you'll have the best strength and the best health and the best knockback resistance and reach. But your speed and attack speed will probably be at its lowest. But when you're at your smallest, you'll have your better attack speed. So, bonk. So that's it big. And then, yeah, you're very slow at your tallest. If we go down to the smallest side, yeah, your attack speed is way faster. And your speed is like zooming. But I'm assuming with this guy here... Okay, he does about... Yeah, you got so much more knockback. Gold dust. You can disperse your form into controllable particles when below half mass. Toggle with Y. When in dust form, it disables abilities. You take doubles damage taken. Prevents entity, item, and block use. Prevents creature detection, and taking damage cancels the dust form. So when you're below half things. Oh, you can fly. Can you go through the ground? No. So you're just basically dust that can go everywhere. That's interesting. We go back to normal. Put you there. Run away. And go back to this. Yeah, so he doesn't detect you. Oh. Wait, does this disable the AI of the mob? Because, oh no, he still moves. Oh my god. This origin fixes one of the core annoyances with mob detection based stuff. If you bump into a zombie, usually the zombie would actually notice you're there and start attacking you. With this though, he doesn't. I've bumped into this husk a million times and he doesn't do anything. And then I'm back. There he is. It took him a moment to detect me, but he did eventually. That's so cool. I like that. That's a really cool ability. Powerful arms. Throw your sword at the cost of its durability. If you right click, you can throw a sword. That's so cool. So you just effectively throw your sword, which I'm assuming it's going to do equivalent. No, it doesn't. 6. And then what's your normal? 8. That's cool. Okay, so it seems to deal like a lot less damage in comparison to if you used it normally. Like, yeah, because that's 5. I ran out of things to use it. But it seems to do a lot less damage than what you would if you just simply hit the mob by default, which is interesting. I like that. Golden Touch. Hitting a creature has a chance to temporarily goldify it. Goldified creatures will also rarely drop gold. Boom, 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 bing. There it is. He's goldified. So when he's goldified, he can't move. Oh no, he can move, just barely. Yeah, he's a lot slower. Heavy metal. You're immune to velocity-based damage sources, are unable to fly with elytras, and unable to swim. We take a nice big fall, no damage. Also, anvil sound effects when that happens. But if we go into water, you immediately sink. Like gold, you're unaffected by the things that decay, organic material, and are unable to regenerate naturally. You can instead repair yourself with gold. I'm assuming instant damage will still hurt. So going into normal mode. Wait! That was a lot of damage. I didn't know instant damage potions will do that much, but okay, here we are. Let's try this again. And then if we put... Okay, so you won't be affected by poison. If, let's say, we give me the wither effect. Unable to apply this effect. Target is either immune to the effects or have something stronger. Yep, fair enough. Both wither and poison does not affect you, but instant damage will hurt. Get out. Come on. Well, that does a lot of heal. One more hit. Okay. Also, I think you don't get affected by... Why? Cool. So, with a single piece of iron, you hit it, you get about 3.5 hearts, which is pretty good. We wait a few seconds, then you hit it again. Get another 3.5 hearts, and you get some fun anvil effects. That's pretty decent. Crushing arms. Items not strong enough to withstand you lose double the durability. This item will break 2 times faster. Okay, so stone and wooden shovels. So stone and wooden tools will break 2 times faster than normal. And then every other weapon's unaffected. Every other tier is unaffected. That's very interesting. Magic efficiency. Being made of solid gold, you're highly affected by magic. You take more magic damage, and all effective potion effects last longer. That's why it was an insta-kill from insta-killing your small size by good old magic by insta damage over there. That was something. But what about instant health? Will probably do a lot more. If we, let's say, get Jump Boost 2, usually this potion will give you 1 minute and 30 seconds worth of potion effects. Let's drink it. You now get 2 minutes and 15 seconds worth of this effect now. Next, we have the 𝓵𝓲𝓷𝓴𝓼 origin, created by both 𝓵𝓲𝓷𝓴𝓼 and 𝓵𝓵 in the Origins Discord server. This is a 3-impact origin. Living meat and flesh will desire to eat and expand, all for hunger. Flesh body. You're living flesh and muscle. Oh, you're very red. You drip a little. Look at that drip. Weak. Your rotten flesh is weak and can be broken easily and cannot sustain armor. You can't put armor on. Armor. You can harden your skin at the cost of energy. Primary ability. So pressing G, I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have a full set of armor points, but my hunger is decreasing at an exorbitantly fast rate. Wow. So you press it. Look at that, how quickly that decreases. It's just going. Gone. Like, I've got next to no hunger left. And we're down. Wow, that was a lot of damage from that. Jesus. Fire resistance. The armor you can create for yourself is fire resistant. Oh, okay. So if I, let's say, a flint and steel out here, put the fire down, press G, walk into it with fire resistance. But if I press G when I'm still on fire, I still take fire damage. Carnivore, your rotting carcass that is your body craves meat for sustenance. And we can see that you can't even eat bread. You can't even eat bread. You must use meat. Meat only. Not even golden apples. They're gone. Can you eat cake is a better question. Yes, you can still eat cake. Everyone loves eating cake. Desperate. Your body craves substance for a good reason. I'm assuming this is referencing the amount of... now that the hunger's going, let's do some sprint jumping and see how quickly it starts to decrease. Gotta go sleep for school. Bye. Bye, Phoenix Gamer. Have a good one. See, it starts decreasing at a pretty rapid rate. Consume. Grab the nearest entity by shifting and right-clicking on it and turn it into a delicious pile of raw beef, killing it instantly. Targeted entity must have 19 or less health. Okay, so it only works on a cow. I mean, okay, that ability is very interesting and I'm a little confused by it. 𝓵𝓷𝓷𝓴𝓼. NCs within 10 blocks that have less than 20 health are highlighted. You are also 25% faster. So move away from anything highlighted. Okay, so that's interesting, I suppose. Grabby Wabby! With the power of 5 tentacles, you can grab entities and even players. This is your secondary ability. So, boom. Now you can't move, but camouflage by sneaking for a while. So if you hold down the sneak button for a few moments, you'll just go invisible. This will immediately disappear the moment you stop shifting. Pretty interesting. Regen. Your festering nature causes you to heal a little bit quicker after a good meal. So what, if I grab out some good cooked meat, go there. So if I eat meat, not enough. That is not a good meal, unfortunate. Get some mutton, eat it. Voim, 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 voim. So I mean that looks like, oh yep. You get regeneration for a few seconds. Arachno immunity, your body does not react to poison and is immune to it. Okay, fair enough. Extendable limbs. Your body has mutated tentacle-like limbs, giving you a further reach and extra killing power. Unfortunately, these tentacles are not able to draw bows or use shields properly. A bow is unusable, just immediately off the bat. Same with a shield, same with a crossbow. Can you throw a trident though? Yes, you can. You can still throw a trident. A Neverite sword, and then we one bang. 13 dead. 13 dead. That's definitely more damage, because usually climb, your gross tentacles stick to surfaces as well. As that just means you can climb surfaces. That's interesting, I say. Rotten, you have less health than a normal organism. I mean, as we've noticed, you have 6 hearts. Pile of meat, you take much less kinetic damage. So what? Oh yeah, that was barely anything. That's so minimal. Okay, fair enough. Break-in, you cannot open doors and you break them down slower. Wait a minute. So if I just get an average door, put her down and put her down, go back to survival mode and we right click, nothing happens. You can't get here, and if you try to break it, wow, that is slow. Hi guys, welcome to another Minecraft Let's Play where we sit here and try and break this door. It will take 5 years, but you know, we'll get there eventually. We're just going to keep going until, and there we are, we broke through. That is a very long breaking speed, holy dooly. Bleeding, your unstable body lets out blood, that's the bleeding particle. Your hardened skin looks somewhat like bone, again that's whenever you have, and bacteria, you're a meat monster and meat don't breathe. Yeah, you just don't breathe. Next, we have the fungal mage origin, created by the user known as 𝓵𝓷𝓷𝓴𝓼 from the Discord server. This is a 2-impact origin, an explorer keen on knowledge and adventure, fit to travel the under and over worlds. First, you got fungal hop. You can summon clouds below you and then hop on you. This is a primary ability. You can use similar magic to boost yourself while gliding with an elytra, but you cannot use fireworks to assist flight. Costs 20 fungus mana. You can also stop yourself mid-flight by crouching and pressing G when gliding. Costs 5 fungus mana. Oh. I get it. It serves as a nice little jump boost. Okay. So if we, let's say, get ourselves some wings. Boink. Wind catching cloak. Oh. It really is just like fireworks. Dash, you can do a veil of magic, throwing yourself forwards and making you invulnerable, invisible and unable to activate pressure plates. Cost 10 fungus mana. So if you jump while pressing your primary ability, you'll get a big jump. But if you press the primary ability while you're on the ground, you'll get a dash. So let's say if we're sprinting, it's kind of a meaningful dash. It makes you slightly faster for the brief moment you're in that dash. Sponsorous relocation. Activate with Y. You can channel and condense warp spores into a magical laser, infusing them with magic. You'll be teleported to where they land or where the laser stops. Cost 20 fungus mana. So, whoa. So it doesn't have too big of a range. I love these effects. Fungus and mana, the mystical aura that is all fungi contain. You can harness it and use it as magic energy, but without it, you are powerless. Gain fungus mana by standing on mycelium, warp nylium, or crimson nylium. Being damaged for 1 heart or more will drain 60 fungus mana. And you will be unable to regen any for 3 seconds. Dealing 1 heart or more of damage to an entity will trigger the same effect. Oh! You can consume mushrooms or fungi to quickly gain fungus mana while traveling. While your fungus mana is full, you will heal half a heart and 1 hunger shank for every 2 seconds. You can turn 𝓵𝓷𝓷𝓴𝓼 into mycelium and netherrack into crimson nylium by right-clicking them with an open hand at the cost of some hunger. That's interesting. So what? Boom, boom, beam, boing, ding, doing, doing, doing. So in the same vein, if we grab ourselves an Everite sword and then we get ourselves a husk boy over here. So you lose regen for a few seconds. But if you do it again, regen. Oh, that's cool. So you get punished for killing things. Oh! Detrimental. The combination of your fungus mana and your body makes food mostly useless to you. Whilst you can still reap the benefits of shimmering foods, your hunger bar has no effect on your health. You must instead rely on your fungus mana to heal you. Which is both a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. Because I mean, it allows me to do stupid things like this. Which destroy your hunger. Right clicking on dirt, which, let's be real guys, who doesn't have dirt on them at all times? Dirt's just a thing you're just gonna have just by simple natural Minecraft occurrences. So you can instantly heal in that vein. That's pretty cool, pretty neat. Magical essence, you're naturally protected from fire and poison as long as you have fungus and mana. So if we get ourselves out the good old one-man job, the flint and steel, and we just, okay, maybe I should remove the golden apple effects first, and then we step in the fire. Oh, the fire doesn't even get put on you. Stream statue, you only have 8 hearts because you care little for your physical form. You will be reduced to 6 when without fungus mana. Berry bushes will not puncture your fungal skin. So okay, as we see here at full fungal mana, we have our 8 hearts. Let's just, what's the... So there we are, now we're out of yeah, now we have 6 hearts because we ran out of thing. Anyway, go into survival mode, we can walk through. We still get the limits from berry bushes, but it won't hurt. Like, berry bushes are non-existent, they don't hurt whatsoever. Bioluminescence. You glow to other players when in a light level of 0. Oh, I see. So you have the glowing effect on you whenever it's dark, kind of deal. And so what, if we go back to time, set day, yeah, the glowing effect disappears. Pretty interesting, pretty interesting. Gala's frequency. Galea's frequency. You've mastered the way of the earth, allowing you to mine red and brown mushroom blocks when sneaking as if you had silk touch. The stem doesn't count. I get it now. It's just really weird. Also, you can get... Okay, that's cool. Okay, that makes a little more sense. That makes a little sense. So it's not the stem, it's the actual blocks that you get from mushrooms while shifting. That's cool. Bookworm. You can craft mushroom blocks in bundles. You can craft mushroom blocks and bundles, ride mushrooms, and you can brew up a killer mushroom stew. So you can craft a bundle for single leather and string. Cool. With any mushrooms, you get mushroom stew. Oh, you can get mushroom... Is that a special mushroom stew? Or does it just mean you can use any type of fungi to cook mushroom stew? Then you can make blocks from 4 of the appropriate mushrooms. That's pretty cool. Fungal infusion. You can fuse a Magi origin with certain items, granting them power. Create the Magi origin by right-clicking blaze powder atop red mushrooms in your inventory. Items that you can infuse will be common in either exploration or nature. Once items are fused, only fungal magi can use it. So with this, right clicking the blouse powder and red mushroom together, you get your Magi mushroom. A catalyst of mana, unable to be consumed but instead able to be fused with items. So let's go with what probably will be the first item that you'll come across in your average Minecraft journey, and that is from an abandoned boat. Once you get yourself an abandoned boat and a map to a treasure chest, you can get yourself a thing called the Heart of the Sea. Getting one of these mushrooms and right clicking on here, you get a Poseidon Conduct. Supplies artificial breath to the user at the cost of fungus mana. That's cool. If you come across a beehive and get yourself some honeycomb, fuse that with a Magi mushroom, and you get yourself the Grace of Galea. Heals the user at the cost of fungus mana. If you get yourself a clock, that's not a clock, a clock from I don't know where these spawn, and you right click it, you get a reversal tablet. Reverses the flow of fungus mana around the user. Oh, that makes damaging entities and being damaged by them regain fungus instead of depleting it, but it only lasts a few seconds. And then the last item that you can convert with a Magi mushroom is, if we go find it, a fire charge, which you can create with resources. Right click it, you get an Inferno Vortex, engulfs the user in flames, sending them flying into the direction they are looking. So what? Whoa. That's cool. That is a cool effect. So if we do it again, right click. That is actually really cool.